Hello everyone. So today I am going to show you the first video of how to create these Seesaw activities for basically to increase student engagement. These are really fun interactive activities that you can make that look really great and more importantly that your kids will really enjoy doing. So this will be the first of a few activities that will be our few videos that will be based on this. So the first thing that we want to do to create these activities, and this one will be like a scratch and solve activity, we are going to go ahead and go to Google Drive and we are going to create a new Google Slides. We want to do this to create our background. So we click on Google Slides and we can rename it as what we want, and here is our slide. So first thing that we want to do is choose a background color. Now you can choose a color that you want. You can choose an image if you want to. I am doing this during Valentine's Day actually. So I'm going to go ahead and make a nice bright pink for Valentine's Day. Next thing I want to do is I want to create basically a title. So I'm going to just make myself a little bar here. Let's go ahead and bring it all the way up to the top or almost to the top and center it as much as we can. Oh, it's a little bit too high. So do with it as you like. So here's my little bar. I'm just going to change the color actually. I'm going to change it to black. There we go. Next, I want some text and scratch and solve. And that's great, but I have to change it. If I want to put it on my title page, I have to change the font, not the font, but change the color. I'm going to change it to white, and I'm going to actually change the font to make it a little bit more fun. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. There we go. And oops, that's a little bit too much. And let's go ahead and bring it centered. There we go. Perfect. So here is basically the basics of my background. Now what I want to do is I want to add some shapes. Now these shapes are going to be important, and the way that you set them up is going to be important. You can choose whatever type of shape that you want. There's lots of different things that you can choose from. Since, like I said, it's Valentine's Day for me today, I'm going to go ahead and choose a heart. Now, as you know, when you work in Google Slides or in a PowerPoint, when you make a shape, you can end up with some really wonky shapes. It really depends on how you pull it with your mouse, right? So there's actually an easy solve for that in case you're not aware. So when you go ahead and you take your shape, let me take my heart. Before I start pulling my shape, I'm going to press on the shift and hold the shift key while I pull my shape. And this is going to give me a perfect shape every single time. So I'm going to make it as large as I need it. And there we go. I have my first heart. Now I can go ahead and format here. So I can add a drop shadow to it if I wanted to. I could add a reflection if I wanted to. That's not something that we're going to work on right now, but that's something that might be interesting for you if you want to work around with it. What we do need to do, though, is play with the insides. So the inside of our heart, we're going to make it transparent. And the border, we are going to make the border white. But not only are we going to make the border white, we need a really thick border line. This is going to be really important. 24 pixel right here. So it might look a little ridiculous, but trust me, this is an important part for this whole scratch and solve to actually work. And so here's my first heart. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to create our equations inside. So let's go ahead and take the type tool. Let's say 2 plus 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2. And we are going to make sure that it is the exact size that we want it. So I can actually make this a little bit bigger and adjust as needed. And I can even go ahead and change my font if I wanted to. 2 plus 2. There we go. There's my first heart. Now I'm going to go ahead and duplicate these. There's a lot of different ways that you can duplicate. So the first way a lot of people do is they take everything they want to duplicate. Make sure you don't take the title there. But they take everything they want to duplicate, they right click, and you can copy and paste this way. That's something that you can do very easily. Or you can take this whole thing, copy C, copy D, right? Control C, Control D. Very easy. There's also an even easier way to save you even more time, and that is the duplicate function, which is Control D for duplicate. So there we go. I have a brand new heart, and I can place it where I want it to go. So I'm going to place my heart right here. And so once I've placed my second heart, I can go ahead and I can change this 3 plus 4. There we go. And then we'll go to our next part. Obviously, you adjust according to your students' needs. Right now, what I'm building is more geared towards maybe some grade 1s, maybe kindergarten, end of kindergarten, beginning of grade 1. But you can do this for anything. You can do this for language arts, add some sight words. You can do this for different kinds of facts, for grammar, punctuation. That could be really interesting as well. So I am going to go ahead and do my one more over here. Control D. And let's say just like here, so I did a duplicate, but I really don't have enough room for 2. I can go ahead and easily separate these, right? So instead of going ahead and doing a Control D here, I can just go ahead and just take 1 instead. So Control D, I have 1 that I want to bring up, right up here. There we go. And I'm going to change these after, and then my last Control D, make sure that you have something that is already taken. There we go. Control D. Maybe one more heart down here. Maybe another one over here too. Control D, and another one over here. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and change all of these. So let's say 1 plus 5. Then you do 5 plus 5. 4 plus 4. 6 plus 2. And finally, 1 plus 7. There we go. So here on my heart, we could have added a last one here. We could have done a different pattern. It really depends on what you want, to do. So now that we have all of our, our template, what's really great, if you remember about Google products, is that you don't actually need to save anything. You can just easily just step out and go to Seesaw. So we're going to go ahead and Seesaw, add assign activity, and we are going to create our own activity. So create a new activity, scratch, and solve. And then here you would put your instructions. Use the eraser to reveal the addition. Use the mic And you do this as you want. So I'm just using the microphone for this one, but you do what you like. So use the microphone to record how you solved. Click on check when done. There we go. And now we're going to add our template right here. So add template for student responses. We're going to upload from Google Drive. So select from Google Drive down here. Here's my drive, Seesaw background 1. Select. And here it is. Here is my background. Now we can see that we have all of my activities that are there. So what I'm going to want to do here is I'm going to go ahead and take my highlighter. I'm going to change my highlighter to white. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to fill all of these. Now, make sure that you're on the biggest one, because if not, it's going to take you forever. But here's the reason why we had such big, giant borders. It makes it so much easier to fill these out. So you see how it just takes just a few seconds to fill these out. Now, once they're filled out, your hearts are white and they look shiny and bright, and we don't see the equations anymore. And that's where the fun is going to be for your students. Now, your students are going to be the ones who are going to take the eraser tool, and they're going to go ahead and erase what I'm making here. They're going to erase the white. And what it's going to do is it's not going to erase the whole entire heart, right? It's only going to erase what I'm doing right now. And as they're doing this, they are going to reveal the equation or whatever else you put inside of your heart. They're going to reveal it. And as they reveal it, then they will be able to show you by the microphone, which is what my instructions were, but maybe they're by text if it's what you had here for your instructions. They're going to be able to show you your reasoning. So here, go ahead and click the check mark here to say that we're done. If you need to add more options, you go ahead and do that, but I'm going to go ahead and save, and I'm going to assign to my professional development students. So here it is, scratch and solve. Use the eraser to reveal the addition, use the mic to record how you solve, and click on the check mark when done. I'm going to go ahead and add a response. So I am a student right now, and this is what I see. I saw my instructions. Oh, I have to use the eraser. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my eraser over here at the bottom. And I'm going to start, oh, look at that. So I can click on the little microphone here. It's going to start recording me. And there we go. 1 plus 5 is 6. I can do another one. 4 plus 4 is 8, and so on. So the student can go ahead and reveal all of this, show you their mathematical thinking. You can hear their mathematical thinking, sorry about that, by seeing how they're responding, especially if you're using the microphone to reveal all of this. So once they've revealed all of them, they've said it, so they can go ahead and click on the done button here and click one more time. It's going to go ahead and upload. And then as a teacher, you'll be able to get this. 1 plus 5 is 6. There we go. And that's it for the revealing activity. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Have a great day, everyone.